in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Janky AF and my Janky life. Kind of a special episode today. We're sit here in the beautiful woods of upstate New York, and this is a rental unit that for the baseball tourists that come here. And you'll notice that the color scheme is brown, yellow, and orange, which is the Janky painting color scheme. Now that's completely by coincidence. This house I actually used to live in, and it was when I was in my younger days, and obviously I know the owners real well, and it was sort of a barter swap. I love the barter system where I live in this house for free, and is right after they bought it, and I did a bunch of painting work in here. So basically everything you see on the interior, I painted pretty much everything in here. It has this lovely orange sink, and the orange theme continues on. I really wanted that sink, but unfortunately it stayed with the house, but that's okay. It's a really cool house set back in the woods. It's this long structure, and you see all these many bedrooms. I painted, like I said, basically every square inch of this house, and it allowed me to live basically rent-free. A lovely back room back here. There's another lovely porch back here, and actually I just freshened up these two decks as we're getting ready for the rental season. So I continue to work here even after I lived in the place. Luckily now I'm getting some monetary compensation. I love this parquet floor, and these are just little tiles that they just stick on, but a real sucker for a parquet floor. So obviously a great place to stay in the summer if you're looking at a rental property. But the reason I come up here for vacation, the reason I wanted to show off this in particular was because one of the special things I did in here, and I painted we had a bunch of paint left over, so I painted every wall a different color here, as you can see. So that's kind of funky. This is sort of the kids' room with the bunk beds. And here is the creme de la creme, the pièce de résistance. This is a baseball card wall. And as we come in closer, you can see just the hundreds and hundreds of baseball cards that I made into a mural here. It required quite a bit of work because as you get closer, you can see I trimmed the cards, real perfectly to match. There's basically no gaps. I did it pretty tight. I mean, this is my first time doing something like this, and I gotta say I did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. Now, after I glued them on, I think I used Mod Podge, and I put several coats of like a clear coat epoxy, just like a water-based clear coat on here. I believe it was a semi-gloss, so it's got this nice finish. And maybe you're seeing this is actually this is Ed Bauer, the guy I bought the $10 Jetta off of, and he's got his own custom card. I did a series of custom cards in here. You can see down here DeWalt Steele, the musical alter ego, next to the lovely Lily Allen, who we put on the Orioles. Big fan of hers. And all the kids that were, cousins and whatnot of the owners of the house, they got their own little baseball cards too. And it's cool because you can see they were very young now, and now they're grown up, so you can see their younger pictures of themselves. So that's a nice little time capsule there. So there's all these little Easter eggs that I built into the wall too, which is kind of cool. And here you can see, of course, Janky Painting and my website and email address. If anyone would like such a wall, you could feel free to get a hold of me, and I put it next to Cal Ripken and Don Mattingly. I'm a big Cal Ripken Orioles fan. My brother is a big Don Mattingly fan. So everything has a little, not only the Easter eggs, but then the ordering. There's some just sort of little attention to detail things that we did. And it's fun because this is a 1988 Topps baseball card. And that's one of my favorite baseball cards, and I just so happened to have a bunch of these. I think actually Ed may have given some of these, and that's why he got his spot on the wall. But you look through and you got your Tony La Russa, Dennis Eckersley. So I put some players on the same team next to each other. There's just lots of little Easter eggs in here. So I'm pretty proud of this wall. It took me a long time, and I think it came out really, really well. And it's just a fun thing that looks cool from far, but then as you get up close, you can see all the little detail in there, and you can kind of have fun looking at all the Easter eggs as you peer out into the countryside, and real fun for the kids. So I just thought I would sort of show that off and and show you some of my work that I've done and some of the cool projects that we do here at Janky Painting, which of course Janky AF is a subsidiary of. And the last thing we'll show you before we transition to the second part of this video, and I don't usually do this because I don't like editing these My Janky Lifes. I like them to be one shot. However, as we creep down here, you will see something that perhaps you recognize from a different video, which is this lovely card of Barry White on the Dodgers. And with a little movie magic, perhaps I can do something like this. Yeah, look at that. So only about 10 years later, we have a full-size painting of that baseball card idea that I had. I did make that wall probably around 10 years ago now. And now it's sort of been fully manifested as this lovely painting. And I don't know if I've shown it to you since it's been totally completed. So there you have it, the great Barry White Dodgers painting. We won't do an art talk on this right now. Suffice to say that it's a little bit of a play on, you know, sort of the different forms of celebrity and exaltation within our society. You know, how musicians are looked at versus, you know, activists versus athletes, and, you know, recontextualizing sort of many different forms of fame into the trope of the baseball card, which is sort of this all-American sort of, you know, presentation, and also has, I think, a lot of connotations to sort of the post-war era, and, you know, kids sticking them in their bicycles and all that. So maybe we will do, I guess we did a little bit of an art talk there, but anywho, so that's the painting, and I just thought that was sort of a funny little match transition we could do, since I hadn't seen that wall in such a long time, and since I had recently completed this painting, I thought it was fun to do. So hopefully that worked out well, and the edit was somewhat crisp. Okay, so, you know, the other thing that we have to talk about in this episode, and I was really hoping every episode would be this leap forward in time. However, that's not the reality of the situation, and sometimes you have to move backwards to move forward. So today it's a big step backwards. It's actually morning. Usually I don't shoot these in the morning, but I'm getting ready to go to work. Beautiful day out, a little chilly. I actually did just take the brown Aerostar for a drive. There she is down there last night, and that was great. So that was a positive. I got this great cart from a dumpster at work. I can't remember if I've shown you that or not. And that was going to be my paint cart. We did get everything organized, so we have a nice painting space here, which is great. Ready to start the next painting. However, there's been quite a bit of collateral damage in that happening, and we're back to almost unwalkable territory. You know, it's been so long I can't even remember. I apologize if I've already gone through this before. I think I have, actually, with this great orange thing that I got and my license plates, yada yada yada. But the point is, it's very messy now again, and all these clothes have to get, they're all sorted and stacked and washed, and in, you know, again, the organization element is there, but then it's just the clutter and the chaos and the mess and the stuff that, you know, prohibits me from really moving forward. So that's all got to get dealt with. So I think like one good day in here, and I can get this space sort of more usable again, and then we can get stuff up and running. Not a lot of change elsewhere. The Jetta still sits, and this is sort of sad. It's starting to, you know, get leaves and branches on it. I'm hopefully gonna, once I start putting paint on this, I feel like it will, you know, I'll kind of catch a groove. But it's because it's that, you know, for me it's all thresholds. Once I haven't, before I've launched into something, it's very hard for me to start, and then once they get going, I'm okay. So there you have it. That's sort of a strange episode of My Janky Life, but I just wanted to show you that baseball card wall since I was there, and since that was probably going to be the last time I'll be able to show you, because it'll be filled with people the rest of the year as we get another beautiful look at our Aerostars. There's a lot of really nice Aerostars up on Marketplace right now for Year the Aerostar. I got 2 episodes. The manual transmission Aerostars, especially the early, you know, 86, 87, 88 manual transmission Aerostars are just like on fire right now on the internet. I don't know why, but maybe, I think, you know, the Aerostar is finally starting to come of age, and people are really starting to appreciate it and realize how kind of unique of a vehicle it was. And so these time capsules are starting to come out of the woodwork. Luckily, I already have mine. Of course, I would like to have many more, but that's another story for another day. So that'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching my janky life here on Janky AF. Really do appreciate it. Sorry, I'm kind of like totally spazzed out right now. I gotta get to work, but hopefully that had some continuity to it, and we'll do another one very soon. And until then, janky do thanky.